Hi, my amazing, wonderful fourth grade readers. So, I want to tell you that recently I moved into a new apartment and it was a different space than I lived in before. And whenever I moved in, I was really excited to be in my new apartment. I was really excited to unpack all my stuff and get it all organized. But one of the first things that I thought about as a reader was I thought, where is my good fit reading spot going to be? I had books that I was excited to read, just like you have books that are good fit books that we found earlier in the week. I had good fit books that I was excited to read, but I needed to figure out what my good fit reading spot would be. So in order to think about that, I had to think about who I was as a reader. And I really had to think about two things. I had to think about what space would be comfortable for me while I was reading and what space would be good for helping me to focus. So I wanted to find a spot that was those two things, that was comfortable and that I could focus in. So those are the two things that I want us to think about together today. So today we are going to think about that readers, we need good fit reading spots that are spots that are comfortable and that we can focus in. So I am going to tell you a little bit about how I found my cozy reading spot in my new apartment. So something about finding your cozy reading spot is that I had to try out a couple different spots before I found one spot that I was like, okay, this is my cozy reading spot. So if you find this, if you see this picture, this was the first spot that I tried. This is out on my patio. And the reason that I tried this spot first was because in my other apartment that I used to live in, I used to read on the patio all the time. So this was the first spot that I tried, and it wasn't so smoky outside whenever I was trying this out. So the first spot that I tried, I asked myself those two questions from before. Do you have those questions in your mind? Take a second and think about what questions I asked myself to see if this would be my cozy reading spot. So the first one I asked myself was this spot comfortable? And let me tell you, readers, this spot was really comfortable. I have this cozy chair and I could put my feet up and read my book, and I was really, really comfortable out there. I also really liked being outside, so it made me really comfortable. But then I asked myself the other question, can I focus here? And what I figured out after reading for just a couple minutes was that lots of people were walking by on the street outside, and I was getting really distracted. So even though it was a comfy spot for me, I wasn't very able to focus. So I knew that maybe sometimes I'll read out on my patio, but it wasn't going to be my best good fit reading spot in my new apartment. So then I tried a different spot. This is the spot that is my table, and I tried this spot because it is where I teach from. So the first thing I asked, so I knew because I teach from here a lot, this is where I'm filming right now. I'm filming right from this chair right here. I knew that this spot would be a spot that I could focus in. I'm really used to sitting down at this table and getting work done and focusing, so I knew that I'd be able to read and really focus on my reading. But then after sitting there for a little bit, I realized that it wasn't very comfortable. Because it's a space that I use all the time for my work, it wasn't comfortable for me, and the chair was kind of hard and I couldn't put my feet up, so it wasn't very comfortable. So I asked myself the two questions again, and I figured out that I could focus, but it wasn't very comfortable. So I knew that this wasn't going to be my good fit reading spot. So maybe you will try reading in the space that you also do school from and see if that's a good fit spot. Maybe it will be, or maybe you will have to choose a different spot like I did. So then I tried to think really outside of the box. And I know that some of my reading friends and some of the students that I've worked with before, they really like to read under tables. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try that out. I'm going to try reading under my table. And then I figured out that I wasn't very comfortable because I had to cross my legs and crunch down. If you can see me crunching down in the picture, I had to crunch down, and it wasn't a very comfortable spot. And then I asked myself my second question, could I focus here? And the answer to that question was also no, because my dog Frankie here, she was like, oh, my mom's on the floor. That must mean that she wants to play with me. So she kept coming by and squeaking her ball at me, and I couldn't focus. So in this spot, I wasn't comfortable and I wasn't focused. So I knew that this also wouldn't be my good fit reading spot. So then I tried another spot. This spot is on my couch, And the first thing I asked myself was, can I focus here? And I found out that this was a really good spot for me focusing because I was able to sit there and I didn't have any distractions. And my dog is really used to me sitting on the couch. So she knew that she could come chew her bone next to me, but not that I wasn't trying to play if I was sitting there. So that was a good fit spot where I could focus. My TV is also in the room and I made sure that that was turned off. And then, when everything was all turned off and I was in my spot, I was like, okay, I'm ready to read. I can focus. And I asked myself my second question, am I comfortable? And I was super comfortable. The nice thing about reading on my couch is that I can put my feet up like they are in the picture, or I could put my feet on the ground. I could put this blanket on that's under Frankie if I was cold. There were pillows there so I could snuggle up, and I really like to snuggle and read. So I was like, yes, this is it. I found it. You are looking at Mrs. Aurelia's nice, good fit reading spot. And I knew that this was my reading spot. How did I know? What were my two reasons? I could focus here and I was comfortable. So this was my new good fit reading spot in my new apartment. So I showed you how I found my good fit reading spot in my apartment. But we are all in our own houses and we all are different people as readers, and different things make us comfortable and we need different things to help us focus. And that's based on who we are as a reader and what our space is like. So for today, I would like you to spend some time with your book during your reading time, trying out different spaces in your home and finding out where a good fit spot is for you, a spot where you can focus and a spot that is comfortable. Maybe you'll be like me and you'll try some different spots and think about some different things and try reading for a little bit and then do your check to see if it's comfortable and if you can focus in a couple different places. And then once you find your good fit reading spot, you are going to go on Seesaw and you are either going to draw a picture of your good fit reading spot, or you are going to take a picture of your good fit reading spot and send that in to us and let us know, how do you know that it's your good fit reading spot? You're going to want to make sure that you do this before our session, our next Zoom meeting at 12:30, because we are going to be talking about these in groups. So you want to make sure that you have it in your mind and you know where your good fit spot is, that you are comfortable in and that you can focus in. I am so excited to see what awesome good fit spots you have to read in. Great job, readers.